Today's episode is brought to you by Gustafson and Sons Towing, located at 29 Davis Road in Milanville, Pennsylvania. Gustafson and Sons Towing can handle a variety of services that you may need. Aside from 24-hour towing, they also handle winch outs, long hauls, shed moving, small or medium storage container moving, lockouts, jump starts, emergency roadside fuel delivery, and roadside emergency tire repairs. Got a junk car that you want removed? He'll buy that too and get it off your property. Go ahead and check him out over on Facebook at Gustafson and Sons Towing, on TikTok at Gustafson Sons Towing, or give him a call at 570-280-5890. If your car needs a ride but your wallet doesn't, call Gustafson and Sons Towing, 570-280-5890.
All right, y'all, it's the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts Podcast.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another super fantastic episode of the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts Podcast. To my left is my man Corey, and below us is Justin. Guys, how are you tonight?
Hot.
What's up, Aaron?
Let's go, brother. So,
Baby.
What's up, brother?
we're gonna jump right in here. We have a very special guest with us, but first and foremost, before I do anything else tonight, Corey, I have a little payback for you. We had a post.
Oh boy,
We had a post
I knew he was
about
going somewhere with this.
at the baseball game that didn't happen, and I looked like a drowned rat, and Corey decided to take my picture. So it was a very unbecoming photo, and I'm glad we don't have it up, and I don't want to share it. But I found out through some investigative reporting that Corey is actually in the process of starting his own OnlyFans page. And
How'd you find that out?
we're having a problem picking a profile picture for him. So, Jared, if you could please bring up those photos.
my God.
I want you guys to pick out which one you think is your favorite.
She on the ground with her plan, now she got her OnlyFans. She want the bands, now you fan, now he flexing on the ground. She only drives a foreign, call you when she's bored, and she never had a plan. She got her OnlyFans. She on the ground with her plan, now she got her OnlyFans. She want the bands, now you fan, now he flexing on the ground. She only drives a foreign, call you when she's bored, and she never had a plan. She got her OnlyFans. She live up in the hills, she gotta pay her bills. She got an attitude on God, that's why she taking pills. She got her OnlyFans, don't judge when you a fan. Sign her on demand, life's hard without a plan. Hills, she in LA, if you got drugs, pass it away. She want the bands, I'm gonna say. She wanna know what she can say. Everything she wanted, lifestyle on pointed. Trying to fall in love, she's so proud and so boring. She on the ground with her plan, now she got her OnlyFans. She want the bands, now you fan, now he flexing on the ground. She only drives a foreign, call you when she's bored, and she never had a plan. She got her OnlyFans. She on the ground without a plan, now she got her OnlyFans. She want the bands, now you fan, now he flexing on the ground. She only drives a foreign, call you when
Want me to wipe the leaves on your flykiss tree, Mr. Blake?
Yes. I like the last one, but I also really like the island bikini one. That's a really nice one with the pink and
my God.
Anybody,
I
please
didn't
watch out
expect
for the fan page for The Holy Man on OnlyFans. I'm going to make some t-shirts for the shop, whatever you guys want. As a matter of fact, if you guys figure out which one you like the most, we will make that into a t-shirt and we will make it a Corey Bishop exclusive.
Blessed
So
be my followers. Blessed
Like
be.
I said, we still friends, right?
That was a lot better than I was hoping for. That was mint. Do people still say that? That was mint? Well, that's fucking mint.
that was mint. So please do not ever take my picture ever again and share it to social media the way you did.
If that's
will
the
get
worst
you
you
back.
got, I'm good, bro.
Dude,
You didn't go
oh,
backwards through my
This
TikTok.
is that's just a warning shot.
Dude,
So,
that's the warning shot. Oh man, if you
I'm
want,
so glad I withheld from posting a picture on Selfie Saturday of him yesterday.
I
of
thought,
me?
Yeah.
Fuckers.
I thought
Anyway.
you were gonna go for a ceasefire. If you wanted a ceasefire, man,
No. This is nuclear
Oh,
war.
I'm here for this,
Listen,
guys. I'm here
I'm just
for this.
happy. I'm just not that I'm happy because I don't really care. I've shared them before, but I'm surprised he didn't go backwards through my TikTok page.
How do you know I haven't?
You would have posted some
Gotta
shit.
keep some bullets in the chamber, my dude.
Oh, I
So
did.
anyway.
Bro, I did those thirst trap videos hard.
Those were funny. So we could be on this for the rest of the night, but we have a very special guest with us tonight. Jennifer Medina, local to Carbondale, PA. She is with us. We are going to bring her out and let her explain exactly what she does because I don't want to screw any of this up. We've been trying to get her on here for a while. Schedules haven't really meshed together, but we're really excited to have her on. So, Jared, if you would bring Lady Jen out for us, that would be fantastic. There she is.
Hello.
What's up, Jen?
I say number 2.
Number 2 was your favorite?
Number 2. Definitely.
Good.
So
we got
you-
a good vote. Number 2 wasn't bad. I didn't realize how long the video was. I would have said number 2, but then there's so many other great ones on there.
They really were. I never thought you could look so pretty.
Me neither. Jeff, that we're going to get to on Wednesday. So Wednesday is the wrestling show. We're going to try our best to stay away from those topics tonight, and we'll save it for Wednesday. If you follow us on TikTok at NDT Squared Circle Sessions, I do share some of my thoughts since the Wednesday and Tuesday wrestling shows are generally Aaron and Justin. You can get some wrestling content over there. But for tonight, we have Jen Medina with us.
Yes.
And Jen, why don't you tell us what you do?
I am a psychic medium, psycho medium, however you want to say it. Everybody has their preference. Some people don't believe, some do. I've been doing this since I'm 18, and I'm a lot older than 18. So it's been many, many moons. Oh, everybody froze up. That was kind of fun.
We're still here, I assure you.
No, it was just you had something going like this, and that was where it stopped.
Oh God, yeah. Ooh.
It's going to be a long night.
I promise it was not an eggplant. I promise.
So,
Cucumber's easier.
Jen, what
Don't
made
ask
you
how
get
I know,
into
though.
this? What was the initial interest into getting into the psychic stuff?
I actually didn't have one. I thought I was crazy. Somebody handed me a deck and said, you need to learn how to do this. And it set me on a path that I'm still on. My
I was going to
father,
say it's
does
not
not
really a
believe.
choice, right?
I didn't have a choice. It happened when I was younger. Things would happen, things I'd see, things I was able to prevent. My father is one that had he driven home one night and I didn't tell him not to go, a plane would have landed on his car.
Wow.
He still doesn't believe me. I'm 51 now, and he had no problem telling me I'm going to hell. He's a born again
God.
Christian, so yeah. But I'm not messed in the head or anything, you know.
Well, see, that's weird too, though, because the psychic stuff and the tarot reading, I don't think that really goes against Christianity, does it? I don't think it really does. Does it
Because
really?
They say that it is basically like witchcraft.
They call it. Okay,
Nope. Go ahead.
this is going to be a whole other conversation because I've
Trust
asked.
me, I know.
This is a question I've asked on here before. We had an episode about religion, and we tried to talk about a bunch of different things. And one of my big questions was, if someone's a Christian, can they also be a witch? Now, when it comes to witchcraft in this sense, like, it's not black magic. It's like when people describe witches, it's being one with nature, being in tune with nature in the earth and all of that. So
Paganism.
yeah,
Paganism,
so
right.
that's like, how is that against Christianity?
Which is
Because
technically a
everybody
cult, isn't it?
believes that their religion is the right religion.
Mhm.
So the way my father says it is, if you don't follow his church and their beliefs, you're going to hell. Yet if you go to the next place and they say, if you don't follow our religion, you're going to hell. So I asked my dad, I said, doesn't that mean we're all going to hell? Because
Yeah.
there are so many different choices. And
You
I
just got
try
to kind of hope you pick the right one, right?
right. And with me, it's just, I like to help people. It's what I do. And it's why I got into it as a business, because I didn't start reading other people until I was 30. I didn't have any confidence in what I did.
Yeah. So Jerry asks or says the church can't make money if someone else is speaking beyond this world.
Right. Because
So-
then they're not the leader.
Right. So I don't know. This is why I've strayed away from organized religion. I've explained to people before on this show. I believe in God. I believe in a higher power, but I'm not a big fan of organized religion because of some of the things like this. And every church I've ever attended was more about tithing and paying to the church than anything else. And it gets to be a little bit too much for me. But in that sense, where he said, if they're speaking beyond this world, to me, it seems like the way that people talk to you from beyond. But isn't that something that the church kind of wants us to know about, that there is life after? And
No.
they,
How
but
else
see,
would you atone for anything?
so here's my thought on it is there's a heaven and there's a hell. That's what they claim. But then there's also purgatory, right? What if purgatory is this plane where these people are reaching out to you?
Well,
Purgatory
I
is
have a
only for
different
some
kind of
religions,
view.
too.
Uh-huh.
I've tried doing research. I'm not into organized religion. I do believe in a higher power. But honestly, I think where we are now and how we're living, this is hell. To me, there is no hell. This is hell. What you do here is what determines what level you go in at.
Justin, have you said something like this before? I feel like I remember you saying something along
I
these
don't.
lines.
I don't
Or that this is
consider
purgatory.
hell, this is purgatory.
Well, yeah.
This is where your decision is made.
But why would God make something that's so completely against what he is? Why would hell be there?
Right. That's always been
Sorry,
my
I didn't mean to stump you guys.
Interesting.
No,
These are things I've said.
this
I've
is
been
my
saying
this is
it.
my question. I ask it all the time. We've been
Right.
into these discussions before, and I always end on, what is this? Why? If there is a God, what is all of this?
What is the
Yeah.
purpose of life? You always say.
Yep.
And my answer is always just enjoy it.
It's not what's the
enjoy it.
purpose, it's what's
But-
the point. What's the
but-
point of it?
But and see, Jen, this is what we love. I don't mind going on tangents. I know we want to get to what it is you do and your history with this and everything. But this is the deep thoughts portion of this show. Like we love this
Exactly.
kind of stuff. I love it.
I just found out in the
Sure,
last
yes.
3 weeks I have to see an oncologist.
Oh God.
So I've been going through my own personal health, as to,
Yeah.
okay, well, my insurance was canceled by mistake, and now we're trying to get it to go back. And of course, that's not happening anytime real quick.
Perfect
So
timing.
I'm having my own questions now, my own doubts
Mhm.
as to what does happen. I've never been able to actually be there. When my mother passed away, I wasn't there. So I've never actually gotten to see that part and what actually happens. After, I know. Before, I know. I don't know what happens when you go. I do know there is another level, but they don't let us see much of it.
So I've discussed this point on our show before too. I was in the room when my mother passed. I was in the room with my mother-in-law when she passed as well. When my mother passed, I was in the room the night before. I went home. My sisters stayed overnight. I came back in the morning to relieve them. They went home. I stayed. And it was about a half an hour later. It was like 7:30 in the morning. I was looking over at her, and I swear to God, I saw her eyes start to open a little bit. And then it was almost as if she saw that it was me and not my sisters. And that's when she let go. Like she didn't want to go while they were there. She
Right.
wanted me there. And
What
when
else did she say? She said something.
That, oh, now I'm getting chills.
Sorry.
That
It was for you.
Trying to remember what she said. I can't really say that I heard anything, but it's almost as if like she waited for me because my father was there too, and she knew he was going to struggle. So when I saw her go, I swear, like I saw the soul, I saw the spirit leave the body.
Yes.
I could see it. That was
That's
my first.
because you're a sensitive moron.
Yeah.
Duh. You've known about this all this time, and you won't say it because you're afraid.
Yeah. But I know I saw it, and I know that she moved on. I don't know
about her. She told you. Yeah.
Yep. And then
yes, she's here.
It's and the other thing is, talking about speaking, they're speaking through, not just words and dreams and all that, but we had moved into the house that I grew up in. My father, he was, he's getting older. He wanted a ranch style house. He moved out. We moved in for a little bit. We were there for a couple of years, but my son had the room down the hall from us, and we got up in the middle of the night one night and his light had turned on. And to me, that's my mother saying, "Hey, I'm here. I'm with you."
What'd you find in the attic?
The attic was, I didn't go up in the attic, but the attic was just like a crawl space. But there was a toy in that room upstairs there where it didn't have batteries in it, and it still said "Let's play."
Yep, that was her.
That's what I believe too.
They work through energy.
Shit.
Lights. Music.
Justin, you okay?
Yeah, no, I love this shit. And Nell's in the chat, and I know she loves this shit too.
Yeah.
Like,
it is what it is. When you hear things, I swear for the longest time, I seriously thought I was batshit crazy. I really did. I had no idea. My grandmother, while she was dying, before she died, I started to hear her, and I'm going, oh, wow, now I really have lost my shit. I never heard somebody before they died, but she warned me I had to get my mother ready. I had just explained to my mother what I did. So literally, she had just found out I was a medium. That was all new at that time. So when I told her we're going to get a call tomorrow at noon, we were sitting at the table, and I swear it turned noon and the phone rang, and she had passed. And then her husband passed away, and I worked with her through that, which helped her handle it better because, of course, everybody has the doubt, did I do the right thing? I've walked into a grocery store by myself and seen a woman standing there looking at the grapefruits. Grapefruit, okay. She was an older woman, and she's just sitting there, and her husband is loud, saying, you need to go to her right now. She is in a crisis. Even to this day, I feel weird going up to somebody and saying, your husband's here. My husband's dead. I know. I know. And I told her, I said, he says you did the right thing. She started to sob and just grabbed onto me. She'd put him in hospice, and she wanted to keep him home, but she couldn't handle him anymore. So she was like, I thank you for that. And she was able to move on. And that's what I do, is I help people get past their blocks. I try.
Yeah. And that's wonderful.
Sometimes.
And so my biggest question for someone who's a psychic medium would probably be, do you ever get it wrong? Because my thought on it is sometimes, like, you might hear a voice and you think it's for someone in particular, but you get wires crossed somehow, and it's not for the person you think it's intended for.
I do readings in a lot of crowded places. I go to Riverview Winery in German. That place is always packed. There are times where I can do the cards, and it's like, and they're going, this sounds nothing like what I'm going through. The person behind them in the other room is what I'm picking up. Energy is energy.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. All it is energy. So when you have that much energy in one place, I've actually had it where I couldn't read somebody. Also, if they don't believe and they're trying to screw you up, they will actually close off. I've had that happen.
A lot of people who are standoffish on it try not to say key things because they think they'll tip something off.
I tell people, don't tell me anything. Yeah.
Repeat.
I tell them, don't tell me anything. I don't want to know.
So I want to comment on what Wayne County Imaging there said. That's Dan. He says, I was told my father was going to die in a dream, and 1 week later he did. Why do you think it is that so many people have these experiences through dreams?
Because everybody is born with this gift. Every single person. It's a part of our energy. It's a part of what we do. We are trained out of it usually by about 8 years old when you're told, no, you're crazy. Your imaginary friend is not an imaginary friend. The things you're seeing, they're not real. The people you're talking to, they're not real. I used to play with Barbies and my dad would sit there and go, where do you get these stories from? It's the people. I lived in front of a graveyard. That's how I grew up from 0 to 8. So I would tell the stories of the people who were buried.
Yeah. Holy moly.
Oh, yeah.
See, that terrifies me. That's something I could never do. I'm terrified to live by a cemetery.
Oh, why? It's the best neighbors to have. They're so quiet. It is. It's great.
Yeah. Well, I think the other thing too with being asleep would probably be you're not trying to block it off. You're more open. You're more receptive. Right?
They can also reach through your subconscious. So when your mom came to you, there are a difference between visits and dreams. Visits, they're really there.
Yeah.
They are. And they'll tell you stuff.
Yeah, it's another thing we talked about here on this show is the idea of what happens when we pass. If people don't believe in heaven and hell, they don't believe in afterlife, this, that, and the other. We are made up of energy, and energy has to go somewhere. Like our energy is left behind. You can't destroy energy.
Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. What's here has always been here. So even when a new person is born, it's still the same energy that was here. So we have memories of past lives.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't believe in that either.
Yeah. And I've heard the saying before that we are born of the stars.
Yes.
Like the energy of the stars. That's where it all starts.
And that's how it works. I mean, no matter what, there is such a thing as fate. I don't think we have as much control over that as we would like to. Like there's something destined. I obviously can't multitask.
It's okay.
I'm trying to read the bottom.
That's okay. We definitely want to pop up the questions from viewers.
Yes.
I can even read them out for you. Lisa says, family members come to me, but never to my sister. She gets so upset with me, but I think she isn't as open as I am.
Because she wants it too bad.
Yep.
You have
That's
to
what I was
relax.
just gonna
That's
say.
what a lot of it is you've got to relax and let it happen.
And Bobby says, my mom passed away almost 3 months ago on April 9th.
I just saw that. So
I haven't felt her or dreamt.
It takes about 2 weeks. It's almost like a family gathering, not just family, but you go and it's like a party for 2 weeks where you go and greet everybody who's already passed. Some people are at different energy levels and cannot come through the same way. They have to learn on their side how to come through. Some people don't have that energy and can't come through. Actually, I'm surprised Marge isn't here. Marge is the lady who had this house before me. She likes to make appearances.
Yeah, the house I grew up in had some appearances in it too, and even Justin remembers. Little
I
old
saw
lady
a chair
in
and a lady
nightgown.
just show up.
Yes.
It was wild.
Like in her chair, I turned around and I'm like, Corey.
When you see them, it scares the crap out of
Who
you.
is she?
I just want to play a game with you.
Oh, that's hysterical.
And then the one day at my house, Corey, you saw somebody walk upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This one was great. I mean, we went to his house after school one day as teenagers, and he ran down the hall, took a shower, and I was sitting on his couch, and I thought someone had walked up his stairs. I asked if someone else was home, and he's like, no one's here. I was like, I definitely just saw a girl go up the steps, and he has a sister. I thought she was home. Apparently not.
But Allison's question, part of that is that was the last place you saw them. So that is more a dream. When they face you and talk to you is when it's different. I always know when it's a visit because, okay, I am the crazy cat lady. Seriously, I know I am. I have 11. It was 10, brought in one from outside, and I'm fostering because I am just batshit crazy. And my, I lost my train of thought. Isn't that great? Anyway, I always know when it's a visit because I'll start seeing cats that I had when I was a teenager that I know are gone. And they lead me into a room. So it's like, okay, and that my grandparents were there once, my mother was there once, my grandfather. So I have a way to know when it's going to be a visit or a dream. And I can't even fathom living in a church. I actually want to do that, find an old abandoned church and make it a house.
So Opie said he grew up and living in a church. Imagine the stuff he used to hear. Opie, I don't want to imagine. I want to know. Why don't you share with us the stuff you used to hear?
Oh God, please.
Bobby says, I did have a vision of her when I was getting a message last month. Her face showed up in a gray and black cloud. She looked like she just got up, like she was very groggy. Then she disappeared. That's the only time I had a vision.
She may actually not be able to come through straight away. So that may just be her trying.
So it's, in that case, it's something that could happen here in the future.
Yes.
So we'll just pay attention. That's all. Be open and pay attention.
And that's exactly it, Lisa Marie. A lot of times we're told that that's the wrong thing. You can't do that. That doesn't really happen.
But it's funny too, because at this point in time, most of us already know. We already hear the old adage that younger kids are more in tune with that because they have not been taught out of it yet. So that being the case, why would anybody tell these kids now, don't read into that? That's nothing. Don't enough with the imaginary friends. Grow up.
They may be religious. They may have, it may scare the crap out of them. And that's part of the problem is people get scared. So they just shut down and they won't believe in anything.
See, that's really sad because people who are religious, they want you to believe in heaven so badly that that your relatives are going up there to the pearly gates. They're going to live this beautiful life for all of eternity. Don't they want you to think that they're visiting you from heaven from time to time to let you know things are going to be okay or that they're there with you? Why? I just don't understand why they would discourage you from that. That's crazy.
Because the people who can't, if they can't, why should you?
Yeah. That's a, and it's sad because that's a very selfish line of thinking, isn't it?
It is. And it scares them. I don't play with Ouija boards. Okay. So do you guys?
Ouija boards.
They are portals. I don't care what anybody says. They scare the crap out of me.
I'll let Justin tell you about the Ouija board after this.
I won't touch
We had
one.
an experience.
So, we had, and it's the last time I've touched one.
Yeah.
My cousin was having a Halloween party. We were 14. Right?
Yeah, it was like 8th grade.
So, like, we weren't drinking or anything. And it was literally me, Corey, and a whole bunch of fucking girls. And they all got this idea of let's play with the Ouija board.
Don't say it, Aaron. Don't say it.
No.
Sorry,
So
my
they had
bad.
tiki torches.
Too bad I
around
didn't have
the deck.
OnlyFans back then, I guess.
Oh my God, I can't with you guys.
And we're playing with it. And I forget what the hell we asked. We asked if something was there, and it went to yes. And we asked it to show itself, and every fucking tiki torch, the flame went from like a normal size to about 10 inches tall.
Looks like a.
I was like, oh shit, and that was it. I was done.
Oh yeah, I've died 3 times. I've had 24 surgeries. I've died 3 times, and the last one was the one where I really started seeing. So that scared me even more. And it's like, it's weird because it's so much stronger now than it was. I also have more confidence in what I do, and I've been doing this long enough. I can't read myself. I wish I could. It would make things so much easier.
Allison says, when I was a child, my parents said I had an imaginary friend named Abby I talked to all the time. She told me she drowned. My aunt had drowned as a teenager, and they thought she may have been pregnant. Till this day, we think I may have talked to her daughter as a child.
Yes,
Children
you
are
did.
amazing.
Yeah. And that's usually how it comes through. Even
Bobby.
if it is bad energy, it'll come through as a child to make you feel comfortable.
My wife also.
Go ahead.
my wife also mentioned, if I remembered, when my daughter Lena was talking to Mima. When at that point we were in that house that I grew up in, and my daughter didn't really know her. My daughter was 11 months, 11 months when my mother passed away, so she didn't know much about her. And she was talking upstairs, and then she comes downstairs. There was no one up there with her; it was just her. She comes downstairs, and she's like 4 at the time. We're like, well, who in the heck were you talking to? Oh, I was talking to Mima. Like it was nothing. I was
But how
talking
many
to Mima.
times did you hear your mother singing to her?
Yeah.
And you didn't say anything.
But I always knew.
Yeah.
I always knew.
And
So
your
when
daughter's
she said
strong now.
she said it, I didn't bat an eye. I just looked at my wife and I just smiled. I was like, that's awesome.
And how old is she now?
She's 10 now.
You should ask her what she sees.
I
Might
should.
surprise you.
I should, because she didn't really get to experience my mother like my son did.
Hold on here. You kind of just skipped over this, Corey.
What?
Did you hear your mom singing to her?
I mean, oh.
Yes, he did.
Baby, I'm live on a podcast. Hi.
You
Yes,
said
you're
it,
asking me if you can have a drink.
and he
Go
just
ahead.
went along with it like nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I know I've
that
heard my
throws me
mother
off.
before, and I've heard things before. It's not really something I remember or think about, but yeah.
And you don't say it until you think about it.
Yeah. Like you said, there's like a subconscious thing.
My roommate and
Just
best friend.
the fact you went with it.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. People don't
Made me
realize
go,
a lot of
"Holy
times
shit."
what they hear and
Sorry.
see. My roommate, he's a skeptic. Until one night that I was sitting in the living room and he's standing there at the foot of the stairs and he goes, someone just walked by the upstairs doorway. I'm like, I know. He's been here all along. I've told you.
It's like my daughter knew I was talking about her. She busted into my room to ask me about if she can have a drink or not. Where's mom? I might know mom's watching right now. Where's mom?
Well, was she asking for a beer or, I mean?
Yeah. Can I have this? Can I have this beer?
I
She must
vaguely
have known.
remember that, Janelle.
The
Expand
scene
on that,
tease
because
mystery.
that
So,
was at your dad's house.
I'll have a question because there's one person we haven't heard from, and I know there's a reason.
Oh, I'm not giving you shit.
You don't have to give me anything.
You don't have to. She knows.
He's the strongest out of the three of you. That's the scary thing. He's seen a lot, he's heard a lot, but he refuses to say anything.
Which is wild because Aaron, you were very excited about this. I'm surprised you're not chiming in at all.
He's trying not to give me any info.
It's not even so much that I'm absorbing this whole conversation. I mean, I've seen and heard a lot of things in my life, and I've been through a lot of stuff. And
is it you who was in the fire? You had a fire at your house?
No.
I don't know why, but I'm seeing fire around you.
There was way back when, but it wasn't my house. It was a friend of mine's.
Carbondale, Alex.
But no, I'm trying to I'm letting these guys go, but I mean, I have certain questions that I want to ask too, but not necessarily pertaining to me, but I'll give you one just to kind of break up the serious side of this because it's getting pretty deep here.
Of course. The shit always gets deep.
Yes. Do you ever, with my job, I'm constantly observing and trying to read people. Does that ever get tiring to you? Like when you're out and you're reading this energy and stuff, how do you shut that off? I guess that's my question.
That is the part that takes the longest. For the longest time when I really thought I was going crazy, I wouldn't be able to go to sleep because I couldn't get it to stop. And I actually read a book by John Edward, whom I'm not so sure about how much of his ability he actually has, but I actually learned how to turn it off. You just ask him nicely. Let me go to sleep. And it's fine. A lot of times until you get some assholes, which does happen every now and then. I used to have a friend that would not let me sleep.
Alex says, I used to not believe until my sister passed. And I went to a medium and I was in shock what she said that no one else knew.
That's the only way we can verify is by that.
And I want you guys to understand something. I was sitting here thinking I'm never this quiet.
Yeah.
And no one has said shit to me about it.
I was waiting.
Literally Literally, that thought came out of my brain, and Jen started like, "So," and I'm like, "God damn it!"
Sorry, it's what I
No,
do.
it's just funny because I'm just
Those are
absorbing
usually the
this and-
people I look for. The ones who are quiet, those are the ones who know and who experience. But they're afraid they'll be seen as crazy or a nut job.
No, I could care less about that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, this show does not have a crew of guys who really gives too many fucks about a lot of things. So people could say what they want about us. We're good.
Justin has 0 fucks.
Yes, he's
oh,
Yes.
if you look towards his field of fucks, you will see that it is barren. Nothing left for that guy.
if there was a
They're
Mount
gone.
Rushmore of 0 fucks, Justin would be all 4 faces.
Bobby Joe, I don't know.
That's what I'm going for.
Are you in Carbondale or Archbald, possibly? Einen? I work at the post office.
If I recall correctly, Bobby Joe is across the country. I feel like Bobby's in. Wait, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Bobby's in Arizona.
I used
We're
to live in
getting-
California.
Getting all kinds of new faces.
Michigan. Oh my
Michigan.
God, I was close.
Wow,
It's
that's
kind
the
of
wrong
across
side of the country. Michigan.
She's
I honestly don't know. I know my stepdad was from there, but he passed away years ago.
Justin, did you read Janelle's comment?
Yeah, I kind of remember that. Partially, I said I didn't want to go in there because kind of scared. And part of me was like, well, let Phoebe get to know her grandma. It wouldn't have been a grandma.
As long as you don't discourage it. That's the only thing I ever ask. You don't have to teach them, but don't discourage it. Because I did feel like I was nuts for the longest time. Yes, Aaron.
So what Justin just said, should people be afraid of this kind of stuff?
No. It's part of our lives. We don't realize that we see signs every single day. Butterflies, cardinals, all different kinds of things. It's,
Cardinals.
believe it or not, just like I'll tell you, Aaron, I know you've been touched. A lot of times when you're thinking about somebody, you'll feel a touch on your shoulder or on your side. And that's just them letting you know they're there still. They don't just disappear.
I've had that so many times I can't even count it on my 2 hands.
Right. Maybe if you took your shoes off, you could use your toes.
I could try.
Maybe. I don't know.
Try.
Can you go that high?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I had it recently where I felt it on my leg in a weird time, it was in my bedroom in a weird time right above my knee. Just it was weird, but it happened, and I know what it is at this point. Like,
Right, and you're okay with it.
Yeah, it's at the point where I just brushed it off. I'm like, oh, hey, I don't know which one of you it is, but thank you.
Yes, Alexandria. Yes, you do.
Yep, that's my wife right there, Alexandria.
Okay, that's why. I'm sitting there because I see a connection. I just didn't know to which one.
Yep.
Like I said, when you have a room full of people and you have mixed energies,
all kinds of stuff happening.
Ask her what she sees. I didn't say anything, Alexandria. I'm sorry. Because she does not want to see.
I have a question. When you were born and you are a certain ethnicity, are you the same ethnicity when you pass?
Do you mean if you're in different lives? No, not necessarily. We can come back as men, women. We can come back as animals. It can be a lot of different things. Stop it.
Interesting.
Fucking Jared.
All right, let's go backwards a long way here. You said that you started this all up at 18, but what is the earliest you remember, your earliest experience that you had that made you start questioning? 4?
I actually had a conscious moment that, well, one of my first memories was my grandfather holding me and his father behind him, and his father was gone. I had actually asked him about it, but my grandfather definitely didn't believe. Definitely didn't. But other than that, I lived in front of the cemetery. I used to see people all the time, but I didn't know that they were dead. I would stand by the fence and talk, and my landlord would come out. What are you doing? I'm talking to the guy. What guy? The one standing right there. What don't you see?
That makes me think of another question here is, why do you think that? Why do you think these spirits that have moved on, these people that have moved on, would kind of still hang out around the cemetery where they're buried? Do you think they're waiting for people to come to them, or is it something different?
You're assuming that they're staying there.
This is true.
They see a beacon. They come down to it. People who are sensitives, hence you get touched, and what happens? They find you. You're the light in the dark. So they want to come see what it's curiosity. Who are you? How do you know me? You know? How can you see me? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
All right. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on here. So Randy says, before my brother passed away, he told me he was going to haunt my mother, but in a cool way. Said he was going to fuck with her. And when she left the room, he was going to change the channel on the TV. Don't think it ever happened to her, but a few days after he passed, it happened to me twice. Yep. Went to the kitchen and came back, and that damn TV was on a different channel. All I did was smile because I knew it was him. That's awesome, Randy.
My stepdad did that. My stepdad, when he passed away, I remember my mom saying, after I sat down and explained this to her, she said, if he's really here, put the TV on. We're in the kitchen. TV went on and wrestling was on, which was his favorite thing in the world. She looked at me and said, you're an asshole. What did I do? You asked him.
No.
And he had a Bose that had you had to turn it on by pressing the button on the top. So you had to push it down. And you can't just flip that on. He used to do that. Like, we would be arguing at the table and he would turn the radio on and she's like, shut up and turn it off.
Oh,
and he would. So it just depends.
Yeah. My wife says my aunt has had so many things happen since her husband died 36 years ago.
That was her soulmate. That's why. They will stick around.
Yes. Alex will say that all the time.
Yep.
She did get with another guy she was with for quite a long time, but they ended up splitting up. So, I mean, Alex says it all the time that, you know,
Right.
He was amazing.
That was her person.
Yep. I'm glad someone else here believes in soulmates. I don't know if you saw my video from yesterday. Not many people seem to have seen it, but I put out a video where I had a dream, and I explained this whole soulmate thing with my wife. Like, I'm a nerd. I watch anime, and I watch this one now called ReZero, where this main character, the protagonist, he gets reborn he gets brought over to this other world, and the only power he has is when he dies, he gets to restart from a save point. And I had this dream, probably because I'm watching that show, where I got to the end of my life, I died, and I was reborn, and I was brought back to this point in my life in high school, and my very first thought was, where's my wife? And the first thing I wanted to do was go find her, and I had soulmates on my mind. So I'm glad that someone else believes.
You go back to the safe place. When my mom had cancer, they gave her this one chemo that made her, she couldn't speak. She couldn't make eye contact. She went, and she was able to get numbers, though. It was weird. And the one nurse came in and she's like, when's your daughter's birthday? When's your son's birthday? And she was able to do all that. When we asked her what year it was, she went back to when my stepfather was still alive. So what it is it's kind of like going back to a safe place, somewhere where you were comfortable. And that's how it works.
Alexandra wants to know, I always wondered, do spirits come to children over adults because they are innocent? My youngest daughter, when my sister passed, would have conversations in her sleep. And the one morning I asked her, and she said I was talking to Aunt Ashley.
No, because they have no reason to not believe.
I think that's true.
Train them out of believing. So they'll come to who can see them. And there are some people who can't. They won't allow themselves to open up enough. I'm waiting. Aaron has a question.
No, I'm just listening. No questions yet. When I do, I'll let you know.
When you know how you can tell, Aaron will start to lean forward.
Just like
he
that.
just did.
Yep. When he has something to say, he will slowly start moving forward. So my question now, since the guy above me and the other guy above me are kind of slacking off here, I want to know, what was
taking it all in, man.
I understand.
I love this shit.
What was your wildest experience, the
Oh.
moment where
Damn
someone
you.
came to you or something came to you where you're like, wow. And I got to hear this story.
I was saving that for the end, but okay.
Oh, were you?
I
Well,
lived
all right.
in Northern
Let's
California.
Go. Let's do it.
I lived in Northern California, 25 miles north of San Francisco. My cousins lived in the LA area. And we were supposed to go down for my uncle's 70th or 80th birthday. I don't remember which one it was. It was something, it was a big one. And we were packing and getting ready to go. And my cousin called and my mom said, yeah, you know, we're getting ready. We're loading up the car. And I turned around and I said, we can't go. And out of nowhere, my mom's like, we can't go. Jen's not feeling well. She didn't know why. This was before we had this whole conversation about what I did. I don't know what happened or why, but that later that day, the Northridge quake, we wouldn't have been able to come home because the part of the highway that we would have taken, who knows if when we were going down, if there would have been a problem or if we would have been killed. I don't know. But I've learned to trust that if I say, we're not going down that street.
Jeez, man.
It's things like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's awesome too, though. I mean, it's nice to have someone or many someones on your side looking out for you.
You have
That's
way
beautiful.
more than you know. Way more than you know.
Allison wants to know, Allison, hi, by the way. It's nice to see you. Do special needs kids, or where was it? That just bumped up. Can bad spirits attach themselves to items like mirrors, etc.?
Yes, they can.
Ooh.
Which is why I will not bring a Ouija board into the house. My roommate does eBay.
Can you
you can bring stuff. You cannot bring a Ouija board into the house.
Can you expand on that? How or why do you think bad spirits can attach themselves to an object?
Sometimes they're angry that they died. Sometimes they don't know that they've died. So a lot of times, especially mirrors are portals.
Ooh.
So that's why back in the day, when people would die, they would put a sheet or something over the mirror so that they wouldn't get trapped in it. Their soul wouldn't get trapped in the mirror.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard that before.
Really? Yeah, no, that's...
I like Jeff's comment.
Yes, Bobby Joe. They definitely do because they don't know how to turn it off or be told that it's wrong. They don't understand that.
That, you know what? Let me touch on that before we move forward, because I have a daughter who was born prematurely last year, 33 weeks, and she has Down syndrome. And when we got pregnant, we were trying for a long time. My mother was, God rest her soul, she was already passed. And the only thing that my wife and I talked about was, you know, this child was not going to get to meet my mother, was not going to get to meet her mother.
Who do you think sent her?
See, and so hearing that she might be more attuned to this makes me very happy, because it makes me believe that she will get to know the two of them. Well, my mother-in-law, especially, she knew she worked with special needs kids from time to time. She absolutely loved them, and I know that both of the grandmothers would have absolutely adored this child. So that just makes me really happy to hear that.
All you have to do when she's old enough to talk, ask her. She'll tell you.
Yeah. And I know I'll make it a point to do that. And it's just like with the other two, I constantly tell stories, but you know, now after having this conversation tonight, I definitely want to talk to my daughter, my 10-year-old daughter, especially.
She'll tell you what she sees.
Keep an ear out in the future for sure.
Yes. Now, Justin's been quiet, which kind of makes me wonder what's going through that little brain.
It's very little.
I love all of this.
very little. Exactly what Aaron said. It's very little. We love him.
Well, I haven't his others, so.
I've had experiences. I wish I would be able to know if I've had more.
You have.
And like know when I'm having them.
You used to have dreams when you were little. Dreams that came true. Which scared the shit out of you. Sorry.
The night before my grandmother, my Nana passed away. Me and my dad both had the same dream.
Mm-hmm. Aaron's like, don't come to me. Don't come to me.
Well, before we do it, this is what I want.
Alexandra, yes, we do all believe, by the way.
So Jeff asked, not sure if it's already been asked, but do you see animals or pets who pass following their owners?
Yes, they do. one of my favorites is when I moved back from California, I moved to Jersey, and we were in this apartment, and I had just gotten 2 tiny little kittens. You know, it was October, so it was just starting to get chilly. And I get into bed the one night, and I feel one crawl up under the covers behind my back, right at the small of my back. And I went to reach back and pet it, and it wasn't there. Like, what the? I'd never had experience with pets before. And I look, and the 2 kittens are sitting on my pillow like, what was that? No, what was that? They freaked out. They were all poofed out. And even my mom, she's like, why are they circling in the hallway? They were both circling around something. And I said, because there's a little black kitten there. Don't know why. I see dogs a lot. Cats too, but
And
mostly.
It's amazing to see how in tune animals are with that shit too.
Well, they see more than we do because they actually see, is it ultraviolet? I forget what it is, but they can actually see it more than we can. You've never noticed your dog sitting there looking at the wall?
Oh,
Somebody's standing there. What was that?
Yeah. My dog does it all the time.
That's because your mom's there. That's what happens. They sit there. I have 11 cats. I just walked past saying, tell Nana I said hi. Tell Nana I said hi.
It's weird because I noticed this. I just lost a cat a couple weeks ago.
I'm so sorry. I know that.
I loved him, and our other cat, I call her the town whore because she likes to run out. But she came back, but Harley used to sit and eat in a certain spot, and Ted will not go anywhere near where his food dish was. Still to this day, will not go in his space. It's just so odd. But now you saying this, it kind of makes a little sense because Harley ruled the house and she just does not go near that spot. Yeah.
I mean, dogs bark. Sometimes you wonder what sets them off. Take a look around. So I believe it's you, Aaron, or Justin. There's the cold spot in your house that you always feel. You've walked through it.
I'm not going here.
Yes, you are.
Because it's right in my cellar way.
It's the gentleman who built the house. Sorry.
That's an old house.
Yeah.
That was his baby.
1878.
Baby. I know. He was a farmer. It was a farm. But he is the one that's there. He loves what you've done. Especially what you just did within the last month.
It's good talking to you guys. I'm out. All right.
I'm sorry.
So I'm going to read what Marcy wrote because she's got a small story. I'm going to read this out for her.
Okay.
She says, my mom passed 2 years ago. We cleaned her bedroom out. Been visiting the house periodically. Our cousin is finally moving in the house, so us girls, 3 sisters, had to clean it all out. So my mom was a prankster in her day. For instance, she left a porno in her diploma for us to find. That's amazing. I love that. Well, when we were finishing the cleaning, I went to her room and was picking up paper towels. She always had a paper towel in her pocket. Well, back to cleaning it all up, I found her tick. Is there something more to that, Marcy?
There's more coming. There's more coming. Please hold.
That's what she said.
Please hold. I saw a long story. I didn't read it through before I decided to read it out loud. I'm kind of scared to hear what you found. Her toy. Her toy. Okay, so there wasn't more.
Ticket, maybe?
Nope. Toy.
No, her husband.
No, that's a different person. That's just a guess. That's just a guess.
No,
that's her husband.
Her husband.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's her husband. Found her toy. That's
We're waiting.
funny as shit. So sorry you had to find your mom's toy. That's hilarious to me.
Tickler.
Tickler.
Jesus Christ.
Her adult toy. I was gonna say,
you
wanted to wait a while.
Marcy, you don't have to break it all down. Vibrator.
Oh
my God.
2000, whatever it was.
Now Marcy can't type because she's laughing her ass off.
Yes,
She is
that's so fucking
That's why
great.
she
I love
stopped typing.
Oh my God.
That's so perfect. You know what? You had to have a good smile about that, and then you also had to bleach your hands.
Wow.
It depends on if it was clean or not. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
would have
sorry.
bleeped it anyway. Goddamn, if I found my mother's, whether it was clean or not, I'd still be cleaning.
Come on, no. I'd move, burn the house down.
You burn it down.
There's not enough
You guys-
hand sanitizer.
And then there's a spider in there. You're gonna burn it down with a flamethrower.
There's no batteries that had a fucking plug.
What?
Now that we go there, I have so many stories about the club that we could go through. I also used to manage a BDSM club. If you really want to hear stories,
Oh
my god!
we could turn that into an entirely other episode here.
Let me know when. That would be a good one.
There's some help out there. Some professional help. You need professional help. Let me go.
Jared's
Many times, actually.
Randy, oh dang, and we opened the door. Let's go.
So
Marcy said it had a fucking plug. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a kitten?
Yo.
Okay.
My outdoor cat that ran outside and got pregnant is going to have some. Anybody want that cat? Because she's a
Oh,
stray.
no. You see, I've been fostering, so I have one left. I literally got rid of a mama and 5 babies, and I have 2 that have homes and 1 left. 1 little boy.
Oh, that's good news.
I was literally today, we had a fundraiser for our canine, for our police department. And Destin Animal Shelter was there with 2 cats. And I was like, do I want a kitten? And I'm about to fill out this application for a cat. So we'll chat because
you got it.
I am looking for one. That's
I
gotta go.
Okay, real quick. I don't want to lose her attention here. Allison wants to know, Jennifer, do you do readings over phone and or in person?
I do them in person. I'm here in Carbondale at the Crystal Spirit. You can also, I can do them over video. I do them a lot because I'm from Jersey, so a lot of people I still read via video through Messenger or whatever.
Okay, so Crystal Spirit in Carbondale, is there contact information? Is there a Facebook page they can follow?
Yes, there is Lady Jen. It has, do I have my cards here? Okay, so if you can see my tattoo, it's the dragon. I don't have the color yet, but it's a dragon on a cross, a Celtic cross.
I'm pretty certain Jared will find us the Facebook page and drop the link in chat for us.
How about this? It's been about an hour. Why don't we pay a bill and come back?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Jared can find that. And then I have an idea. We've been interviewing Jen pretty hard. Why don't we let Jen ask us some questions?
Okay. We can do that. God. Reverse interview. I like it. Now I'm thinking of Step Brothers. Great.
Okay, be prepared.
It's going to be bad.
Justin's going,
Let's go to that ad real quick, guys.
Tonight's show is sponsored by Queen Bee Cleaning Company. Queen Bee Cleaning Company services Wayne County and the surrounding areas within a 1-hour radius. Their services include residential cleaning, commercial cleanings, post-construction cleanups, move-ins and move-outs. Yes, they do the packing and cleaning for you. Real estate cleanings, deep cleans, event cleanups, window cleaning, interior, exterior, and screens, junk removal, and boat detailing. Yes, you heard that right, boat detailing. You can hire them weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, one-time jobs as needed. It doesn't matter. They offer all natural cleaning options as well using chemical-safe products. All estimates are free. When you need to find a cleaning company, think Queen Bee, because when your environment is clean, you feel happy, motivated, and healthy. To contact them for all of your cleaning needs, call 570-229-3959 or email them at qbcleaningcompany@gmail.com. There it is, Aaron.
Oh, boy.
There's the baby. Is it a boy or girl?
It's a boy. It's a little boy, and they don't even have their shots yet. They're still too young, but he is a good boy.
He's adorable.
Himself. He's like, what the hell am I looking at?
Well, let me know when he's close to being ready, and we'll chat, because I definitely am interested in getting another cat. So.
Yeah, boy cats are great. They can't get pregnant.
That's it.
Yes.
He's a good boy, though.
Oh, Randy says name him, Aaron.
Randy, I'm not. Name
I
him
have
Aaron,
his
or should I give him a name?
I have.
So here's the trick. No,
Spirit.
here's the trick. That's funny. I have a spirit. I have a spirit and a Numa. If you know Tool's song Numa, I named a cat after that song because that means spirit.
Oh, nice.
So I have a Numa and Spirit, and they're sisters. Now the trick to okay, but the trick to not getting attached, don't name them. So if you name them, it's yours.
Yep.
Hi.
It's a boy, huh?
Yeah.
I gotta go.
He's thinking.
I gotta go with my Star Wars mantra. I gotta figure out a Star Wars name for this guy.
Okay, while you're thinking about that, let me just remind our audience of something while we have plenty of people here. Guys, we had NDT Day at the Ballpark last week. It got canceled. We have a new date. It's August 3rd. If you bought tickets for that game, make sure you check your email. There will be instructions from Mike Harvey, our sales guy, on how to claim your new tickets for the new game. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to him. If you need his contact information, let me know. And for those of you who did not purchase tickets to the game, you are more than welcome to use the link that we have pinned in our comment or in our post on the top of the page. You can still join us for the game. We are in section 13 that day. He moved all the tickets over there. So make sure if you want to come out with us and check out Aaron singing the national anthem, go get your tickets.
All right.
We're going to be out on the field. Aaron's going to sing. It's going to be fantastic. And one of our very own followers, Christine, her daughter, is going to be throwing out the first pitch. She was able to win the first pitch from us that week. So that is still going to happen. Make sure you get your tickets now. August 3rd, it is a 1 p.m. game. Guys, if you are a WWE fan, do not worry. SummerSlam starts at 7 that night. So 1 p.m. game time for the baseball game, 7 p.m. SummerSlam. You're all good. Don't worry. Don't let it deter you from buying your tickets. Let's go join us for a good time. Anyway, Aaron, back to you.
Cat's name.
No fighting.
It's got to go to Star Wars. Kylo.
Kylo.
A friend of mine has already named their dog Kylo after Kylo Ren, but it's just the next thing for me. I'm thinking Kylo or Luke, because Padme is Luke's mom. So I might do Luke or Kylo. Christian, come here. My son's gonna come on stream for a second. What do you think?
He's got to see.
You know what happened, Jen? It's
Alex,
over.
he's already adopted it. It's his. It's his.
You want it?
Yeah. I want
Okay, done.
You
We'll
want
take
one? Okay.
You got it.
Free
You
cash.
got two? Oh, yay.
There you go.
Now, August 3rd, I'm actually doing an event for Laura's Hope.
Oh, really?
We're teaming up. She does It's Dog Rescue. I deal with Grace, and I'll be doing that event as well. Hi. Yes, I know. So I can't foster anymore. I can't. I just, right now, I've been too exhausted. So this will be my last batch for a while.
There you go.
But right now, there are so many kittens out there. So many.
Tom wants to know, are you going back to the winery? I'm not sure if I want to stumble down this road, but maybe with some liquid courage.
Yes, I haven't been there in a while. I haven't heard from them yet, but I know that they're planning on bringing me back.
Perfect.
So, yes.
So keep an eye out, Tommy.
Yes.
Bobby wants to know, is there a reason on a spiritual level why some people are allergic to certain animals?
That I don't know. I've never heard any. I don't know.
That would be something to find out, huh?
Yeah, that's an interesting one to start asking.
Bobby Joe has brought all the tough questions tonight. She really has.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. I love when chat gets involved, man. This is why we went to the live video streams in the first place. I love getting chat involved. I love having good conversations with people. And I guess since it was up to Aaron, now it's your turn. If you have any questions for us, I guess.
Okay, so are you guys going to be at the next wrestling event?
Which is going to be this upcoming Saturday
At the Falcon's Nest.
Prior engagement this month.
For shame.
Probably next month. I may try to give the announcing thing another go. I
think that would be great. You did awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I told him that. I think sometimes he needs to hear it from other people other than his friends, because I really don't think he realizes that if he sucked at it, we would tell him, yo, you suck.
Oh yeah, we'd have no problem. So why don't you guys have a hole?
Hey, you sucked.
What does this mean? Am I missing something? Why do we not have a hole?
You guys are doing broadcast.
Yeah.
All the guys, there's usually one woman, they call her the hole.
That makes sense. That's what I was thinking you were going with, but I didn't want to be
no heinies online. No heinies.
I didn't want to be that guy, but I figured that's what you meant.
No buttholes.
Listen, I've talked about this with Justin before. I told him we might need a female voice, but
I think that's a. Oof, you're
Oh, I
asking.
think I could mess with your heads easily.
You would be fine, but the couple people he brought into this conversation.
No diving on keyboards. Okay.
Alex, what do you mean you are? I said I might be going next month. What are you talking about? You told me I couldn't do it every single time. We're going to have this conversation later now. Look at that kitty.
He's checking you guys out.
That's Luke. That's Luke. That's Luke.
Oh my God, that's perfect. You're Luke.
That's his name.
He looked.
Not
he's
Kylo?
Nerd. No, I'm going to go with
Changed it
Luke.
already.
It's Luke. Done.
No diving
I
on the
asked
keyboard.
Christian confirmed it's Luke, so it's Luke. So when
I don't know
Luke
what
is ready, I will come get his ass.
I don't know what she's talking about.
He's actually ready now. He's little,
Yeah.
but they're eating regular food.
He's such a
Could you
little
get your
turd.
butt off of me, please? Thank
I
you.
love it. I can't wait now.
Oh, and he is just a little terrorist. You open that bathroom door and 3 kittens come flying.
That's perfect. It's going to fit right in with my personality. Chaos.
Exactly.
I love it.
Oh, the husky's
Oh,
gonna have.
boy.
He's gonna have fun with the husky.
But yeah, he's going to love Padme.
So
he won't be afraid of the husky, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
we're apparently going to have Jen back on to talk about her BDSM club.
Yeah,
I would
that's
be honored.
Right up our alley. It's going to be fantastic. We had our OnlyFans episode, and I fully expect a BDSM episode to top that.
All right, so hold on.
I can't wait for stories on that.
I'm your father.
Nuh-uh.
The fuck you mean, nuh-uh?
This was the best video. There it is. So you're not getting away from this, Corey. She is
Okay.
now going to ask us things.
Okay.
Justin's worried. I want to see. Justin, I'm with you on
good.
this, but it's just like whatever. But let's let her have a chance to throw some shit at us and see what we got.
Throw some shit at you.
Now you're putting her on the spot, though.
No,
Absolutely. Listen, we're on the spot all the time.
I'm listening. That's the difference. I
Hey.
hear what others don't. Excuse you. Thank you. So, Justin,
Yes,
why do I
Yes.
scare you so much?
because I know there's things I probably need to hear and don't want to.
Okay.
That's the boy.
So
That's
why?
the best move.
Yes.
It's the only way to calm him down.
That's
That's
the
what
mama
mommy
move.
does.
Yep, that's the mama move.
So the little tail goes up,
Mm-hmm.
and then he calms down. Good boy. But yeah, so you've known since you're younger that you have gifts.
Uh-huh.
Why are you so afraid of it? When it's been proven time and time again.
I don't know. I'm afraid to see what's on the other side because death terrifies me.
Why? Think about it.
That
Energy can't be created or destroyed. I remember the second time. Thank you, Randy. So anyway,
Jesus
no, that's a different
Christ.
episode, hon. Sorry, I
Oh,
can't answer that. No, that's no. So yeah. Anyway, but I know you have definitely experienced quite a bit. Aaron faced something scary that he won't bring up, and that's okay because that's usually what happens, which is why he keeps it quiet. Hi, Aaron.
Aaron, I want to hear about this scary thing.
There's just
What's
There's
behind
too
this
many
scary
choices.
door?
Because
so-
he
so
lived in a
many
house where they messed with him badly, or it
I mean,
scared him.
typical brother crap when I was younger, and that's kind of where I think that I developed my personality. I mean, a lot of people that know me don't realize I was quiet as a church mouse to my senior year in high school. And people that know my personality now will probably never believe that. But I was literally the bookworm, the band geek, the guy that went home, listened
me.
to, I'd go in my room. If I didn't have baseball practice or play practice, I was in my room doing my homework.
I read.
There was,
I
same
read
thing.
Stephen King books.
There was
Go
no
figure.
TV in my room.
Right.
And
I read
was like,
Stephen King.
I was like a recluse.
Well,
and then-
I also used to be over 400 pounds. And when I was a kid, they made fun of me in school. So I literally just kept to myself, read books. That's what I did.
Yep. And then senior year, screw it. I'm not, and my mom's, I think, still pissed at me to this day, but like New York State, we had Regents diplomas and non-Regents diplomas. I went to my guidance counselor the first day of senior year and I said, I am not taking physics. I'm not taking college calculus. I'm not taking anything that I don't have to take. I'm cutting back my classes. I'm going to relax this year and I'm not doing X, Y, or Z. And I relaxed my senior year of high school and then did the whole, after school, college, the whole nine. But that's when my personality just really came out. Is like I was tired of being like this quiet, person that just kind of kept everything inside and just dealt with everybody's bullshit on my own. So now it's just here I am.
Verbally vomit. Yes.
I just don't care. And it took me a long time to understand that. And that's why I'll have conversations with younger kids too. Guys, it's going to come eventually. One day you're just going to flip and you're going to be like, screw it. I don't care.
I am nowhere near who I used to be. So I understand exactly what you're saying. Sorry.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, even my adult life, I've been through a lot of scary situations. I don't know if you know this. I'm a police officer part-time, and there's some days that I didn't realize I was going to go home. And it's just, sometimes that's what it is. And I know what I signed up for, but it's just, there's a lot of shit up here that's going to stay there till I'm done.
There's one I'm not going to bring up here, but I have a feeling somebody's trying to reach out to you. Thank you for the end of their life, that you were there holding their hand. So
it's been a couple of them. So
yeah,
that's sad too. And that's the sad reality that we have to embrace.
But
some people don't realize
gave them comfort. That's the whole thing, is that you gave them comfort. All right, I need 2 seconds.
It's got to put the kitty away. Oh. Justin, you're lucky you're not on this end of the question.
I want to know why Alex said ask him about the flute. Who are we asking about the flute?
Yeah, I never played the flute.
What flute?
Never played an instrument.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Bandcamp, I get it.
I was thinking about American Pie too. I just thought there was something different about it. Oh, because you were a band geek. Okay, I get it.
This one
I thought of it too. I was like, "There's no way that's what they really mean."
Oh yeah, I sang. Go figure. I used to sing when I was younger.
I still sing in the shower, in the car, in my kid's face to piss him off. It's great.
Oh no, I used to have a good voice.
Oh, he stuck something in there, Randy. Oh, okay.
We're gonna have to.
That's for that next episode.
American Pie again, because that's where this is all stemming from. Randy,
my wife says that people really don't know who they are as a person until their 30s anyway.
It's true.
We talk about this all the time.
You spend your teenage years. It's all about everybody else.
Yep.
What you think you want. Then you spend your 20s trying to figure out, get your head out of your ass. What are you going to do? Then you spend your 30s going, I have an idea, but you never quite get there.
It's almost like life isn't long enough.
Well, it isn't. We're dying from the day we're born.
That's a lot of people don't see. That was one of the things that I realized. Every day, every second, you're closer to the end of your life.
Right. Life is too short. My mother died at 58. It is what it is.
It's because oxygen is a poison gas.
Yes, it is actually.
It's killing us.
So's the water, so's everything you eat. Cancer lives in your body. People don't realize that. You don't get cancer. Cancer lives in your body. It's what triggers it. Environmental, whatever, the air, something will trigger it.
Not at all, Marcy. We are definitely reading everything, and we are definitely back on track now. Thanks, Randy.
All right. Jen, it's your time to ask Corey something.
Corey. Oh, Corey. there, first of all, there's somebody around you who died in a car accident, and they just really are trying to get through to you. This was somebody from when you were late teens, early 20s. It was a head injury. They were drinking. They know it was their fault. It's a he. And for some reason, he just keeps going, "What's up?" But just leaving you with that, he is here. But that's what happens. They come through. They just want you to know that they're there. You don't just disappear.
Yeah.
I'm no longer afraid to die.
And see, that's always the question I have. You know, I mean, people always want to know. Just give me a sign. If you could give me a sign. And I think so many people ignore those signs. What's going on, Christy?
And that's exactly it. Do you know how many times I was sitting here when I found out that I had to go see an oncologist? Of course, I completely flipped my shit and freaked out. And a butterfly went right in front of my face. Monarch butterfly. That's my mom. Then as I was driving home, I almost hit a cardinal. That's my grandma.
Shit, Opie, I was trying to think of who. Now, I didn't know him all that well, but he's the only one that fits that description in that time frame.
He was a jock.
So my question would be why
Teddy
why
would
he
say that?
Because there's a beacon right now that's open. They see the light and they just jump.
Yeah, that's kind of
crazy.
crazy.
It's a confirmation is what it is, that they're just there and that you know.
That would be intriguing.
That's what I've spent the last 5 minutes trying to figure out too, Corey, is who.
Yeah. Well, when she first said late teens, I had an idea, and then she said drinking in male, so that idea I originally had went away. So then I was trying to think, and when Opie said
what else? You know who else would make more sense? Craig, or not Craig, Chris.
He was a football player.
Yeah, both of them were.
Okay.
Because of your attachment to his mom.
That could be too.
And you still know her.
Mm-hmm. And they were months. They were just a few months apart on the same road.
On the same road.
Yeah. And it was for the same reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
It happens. This time of year, what happens? When it comes time for graduation and prom.
Yeah.
Every year. Every
Christy,
year, how many?
Christy, 100% go back and listen to the whole episode. You'll if you're feeling this part of the conversation, you'll enjoy the entire thing. 100%.
So now I need to know, Aaron, what was the face for?
It's just for anybody that's doubting some of this stuff, the way the pieces of the puzzle are being put together slowly for these guys. Just watch and their facial expressions. Like, I want to explain to people, we didn't talk about any of this shit. Like, Jen just came on 3 minutes before we went live.
Yeah, my computer was restarting.
At 7. So none of this is like rehearsed. She met us for like, the wrestling event. We were there for a while, but we barely spoke.
Right.
But like she doesn't know any of this shit. It's just it's crazy that some people might be like, it's bullshit. It's really not.
And I have no problem with that. People will walk into the store, especially the guys. Women are more open to it because we're smarter. No, never mind. No, but we're more open to it as we just usually have more just open. Whereas guys are like, no, I can't believe in that shit.
Women are more connected.
Allegedly.
Jared.
Well, that's the only way you'll be connected, Corey, when you're plugged in. Anyway, so the point is...
No, I didn't play that sound. That was Jared. That's our backstage man.
He's back there laughing. Fucking Jared.
Go ahead, Jared. Give me trouble again.
Corey. Jared, keep it up. I'll bring you out here. Oh, we should have her ask Jared a question.
That would be even better. He's been hiding for a reason.
All right, I'll come out.
There he is.
Well, why have you been hiding so long, Jared? Tell them why.
It's just what I do. I sit in the background. I make noises.
He does sit in the background.
To
He
tell
does.
them what
So-
to see.
I push buttons.
We
Tell
know
them
what
what
all
you
of us
hear.
believe. What does
Right.
Jared believe, especially after listening to all of this?
Am I a bullshit artist?
No, I actually, listening to you talk about, Corey, and I'm like, shit, that's crazy. But I don't know. I believe in it. I haven't had too many experiences with the paranormal, but
Well, actually, you have. You've just ignored it.
it's probably true. I don't know. I'm kind of more of a
Skeptic.
I would say skeptic. I like to
You like to have full physical proof in front of your face.
Scientific proof.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a very logical person, and I can't get that.
that's where, yeah, I tend to think about everything, and if I know that is not true, I tend to just push it out of my mind.
So, when your grandmother passed away and she sat on your bed, do you remember that?
now, I probably could say that. Well, you know what? Actually,
Sorry. You're stronger than
it
you
was
know.
it was yeah. I mean,
love this.
going back to it, I guess that probably did happen because there was one night that I actually was here by myself, and I felt, and my wife was gone. Everybody was out of the house, and I actually felt like somebody was here.
Because you were crying,
Yeah.
and she sat down.
Jesus fucking
She always
Christ.
wanted to comfort you.
I actually, yeah, I mean,
You were her favorite.
I
and you know
actually
it.
did think somebody was actually on the bed. So yeah, it was crazy.
Justin's about to run out of his house.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because
Justin,
Jared,
just
I've
take
been in
another
your
hit,
spot.
honey. You're fine.
Jared, yeah, I've been in your spot before.
I didn't
I've
feel like
had
that it was
that-
my grandmother, but yeah, I mean, I it was after my grandma passed. So
I've had that type of thing told to me before, and
Okay, Jared.
I get it.
It has something to do with the clocks in your kitchen. They never keep time.
that is exactly true.
Okay, that
there
is
is a
your
clock. There is a
grandmother's.
clock in my kitchen
God!
that does not work.
Justin, just take another hit. You'll be fine. I promise. I promise.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, but
Christ.
he is the one that's telling you whatever is going through your head right now, let it go. It's not going to change. I'm not getting into detail because we don't need to do that here, but you need to let it go.
Yo, that's
Aaron, your
Yeah.
head went to the same place mine did, didn't it?
100%. And I know
They've
Jared.
been telling you this all along. Let it go. It's not for you.
Damn.
It's deep.
Sorry.
That's a good one. If you guys don't believe now. I mean, damn, I'm sweaty. It is hot here. But now I'm even hotter.
Holy
That-
shit, dude.
Honestly,
That just
I'm
happened.
sorry.
I don't
that-
think I could get high enough for
me.
this.
Just no, you can't. I'm sorry. The heat is from me. I apologize.
Yes.
That's energy, and I'm sending it as well. Jared needs it more than anything right now.
No fucking doubt.
Yeah, I'm kind of like
I
speechless.
missed what the last one said
So-
at the bottom.
Oh,
Randy said you have got to be super close-minded to not believe in this shit.
Oh, there are so many, especially if they're religious. I'm sorry.
I can't wait for the post-show discussion.
Yes.
Bobby Joe says, do people that have really bad anxiety, are they more sensitive to the other side? My daughter, when she was young, she had night terrors, and she also would see shadow people and has severe anxiety.
Okay, so a lot of that, when children have night terrors, the way I look at it sometimes is that they remember their past lives and it scares the hell out of them because they don't understand adult situations, or that what they're seeing isn't now or real. That it's just they're seeing things that scare the crap out of them. When I was young, I used to dream about the Holocaust all the time. I still don't know exactly why, but it would terrify the hell out of me, and I always saw my grandmother there. My grandmother was not in the Holocaust, but for some reason, I didn't know at the time that I was Jewish. I didn't find out till I was 30 that I was Jewish.
Jesus.
Go
That's
figure.
okay. It's okay. I didn't find out until my late 30s that I had another sister. So we're
Oh,
good.
I have a half sister who I was 17 when she was born.
Yeah, exactly.
She has, now, okay, so the same father who has the born again Christian side, they don't understand. I'm going to need you to read that to me after. They don't understand. Okay, so my little sister moved in with her best friend and their roommates. They're in their 30s. I haven't said anything. They haven't said anything. But we all know what's going on. It is what it is. But if you're that close-minded that you're going to cut somebody off because they feel differently, there's a problem. And it's the same thing with this.
Yeah.
So what was the last thing that went across the bottom?
Okay, so we have two. Christy says, I struggle with absorbing other people's energy no matter what they are going through. I feel it.
Okay, that's because you're an empath. So what happens is you will, the trick is not to absorb it, but deflect it. I do what I call bubbling, where I create a white bubble around me to keep negativity out, because it's hard. Especially when you work with people who are extremely negative, which I do.
Mm-hmm.
I love my job because I deal with people every day who come in and they need help. I had an older woman come in the other day, and she looked at me, and her husband's coming through freaking loud and clear. And I never told her what I do. And I know she's struggling. I can feel it. And I said, whatever it is you want to do to the house, do it. He wants you to be happy. You're the one living there now. She looked at me and started to cry. She's like, I need a reading. Apparently, I'm coming to see you. And she did. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't even have to use cards.
Jared, save that comment. Don't post that last one yet.
As far as being an empath, I totally relate to that. And being an empath is a completely different feeling. You don't need people to tell you anything. You can walk up to someone and just absorb everything around them. And it's a wild feeling.
And maybe it's dangerous.
Yeah, and maybe that has something to do with what we're discussing here tonight too. I mean, maybe the two are kind of intertwined there, being an empath and being open to the supernatural, if you will, like hearing the other side and feeling the other side and all of that.
Right. Like you
Definitely
can just walk through a crowd and know somebody over here is struggling with addiction. Somebody over here just lost their mate, whatever it is. But the trick is not to absorb it. You don't want to absorb it.
Yeah, because then you need someone to pull it off of you.
Yes,
otherwise you're stuck with that energy.
You know.
Yeah, that was the next one I was going to read out.
I was going to say that when I saw
that, and I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be considered a gift. What we talked about earlier, like everybody has it. It's just a matter of being taught out of it.
So I just found out my uncle went missing. Not missing. He took off for a while. My father's father. And they just got back together within the last 7 years, something like that. And we started talking. And without me saying anything, we started talking about my father and his religion and how he feels. And he asked me, he said, you feel things. And then I told him what I do. So he always calls me a white bruja. Which is
white bruja. Yes.
A white witch in Spanish.
Yep.
And so I've been talking to him because it's definitely not on my mother's side. There's nobody on my mother's side who has any kind of ability. He used to be a shaman.
Oh.
So I asked him. Now, my grandmother on my father's side passed away when they were young. I said, do you remember anything about her? He said, I remember they called her bruja. Okay. So now what's even worse is that my father, who denies me this, grew up with it. And that's fear.
Yeah.
That's all that is fear.
Christy, what do you want to know how? Which point, which question are you referring to? Are you referring to the gifts being hereditary?
I think she's asking how to shut off.
Oh, how do you not absorb it? How do you not absorb people's emotions?
Practice.
And
lots and lots of practice. It's just like a meditation. just like anything else. So to meditate, when you go outside, you imagine yourself in a white bubble. Black can't get through, period. And you get to a point, sorry, how can you defeat other people's energy? You don't, you deflect it. And it's the same thing as that's what this bubble does. And once you get used to it, it automatically goes up. I don't have to think about it. Now stop it. We're talking about energy, so now my cats are going to start coming around. The warmer I get, the more they come around.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about Christy.
Go ahead.
One of my longtime best friends since middle school. She now lives out of state, but she has always been the person that people go to. The problem solver, the empath, the one that always knows that she's gonna give good advice and everything else. And now is in a situation where she has to start worrying about herself. And we've been trying to tell her that she's got to deal with things herself first before dealing with everybody else's crap.
I use incense. Will you please stop? I use incense every night before I go to bed. I burn incense just to clear my head so that I can sleep normal. Salt lamps, they take out negative ions. That also helps.
I love those.
Sounds, depending on what kind of sounds you like. For a while there, I was having trouble sleeping, so I would put on thunderstorm sounds, rain sounds. It's whatever comforts you. Meditation is a great way. I can't meditate like a normal person, though, because I get so scattered. And like within 5 seconds, I'm like, ooh, shiny.
Indica? Indica works.
Yeah. Yes.
Tom says, as a mental health worker who deals with crisis calls, I found the ability to turn off the emotional side of my brain and just looking to solve the issue.
Yes. But if you're someone like me who is an empath and a medium, that's hard to do because energy's hitting me from every angle. So if you can do that, that's great.
Constant barrage. Sarah says, I ask them if they're okay, and then I ignore it until they're ready to say something.
One of the things you can do is a lot of times I'll just send out, like, imagine blasting energy out. If you remember Care Bears, I'm dating myself here. I know.
Oh.
If you remember Care Bears, what was it? Care Bear stare.
Yep.
And picture it like that. That's the best way to do it. As soon as they feel comfortable with you, I have people who don't know me who will come up to me and tell me their life story because they know the energy, and that's how it works. It is all energy.
Blasting energy out. I think of Dragon Ball Z.
I think
you just like balls, but we're not going to say that.
Oh God!
Sorry,
she fits right in. She fits right in.
So I want to go back. I asked Jared to hold a comment. Jared, I'll pull it up because I found it. But Opie asked this question in chat. Can you feel people in chat even though you can't see them?
Yes.
So, Opie, were you asking that for a specific reason if you're still here?
I have a feeling he's asking about his father.
100% a reason. That 100%. 100%.
My wife says I have that happen
well,
too.
that's because she is a sensitive who is also an empath. She sees things. She tells you she sees things.
Mm-hmm. And Bobby Joe bringing the tough questions again. Does drinking spirits lessen your ability to read people?
I quit drinking when I was 21 because I had a problem. So I don't know. But I do have trouble sometimes reading drunk people. So like when I do the winery, I have to be careful. I've actually had to tell somebody, I can't read you. You're too fucked up.
So tell me you can't get sloppy drunk. You can just get enough
as long
liquid
as you're
courage.
still coherent, you're good. You're good.
Have to have your wherewithal about you.
Yeah. Because I started out at the Moon Tavern. They gave me a place to
it's right
read,
down the road from me.
Awesome. Who?
It's right down the road from me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have, first of all, I'm to that point now. I think I'm old enough to not give a fuck anymore.
Yes.
If you don't like me, you don't like me. Knock yourself out. Turn around. You don't like how I look? Don't look at me.
It's a shame it takes us so long in life to get to that point. It took me at least 30. It took me at least 35 years to just not give a fuck anymore.
You spend your whole 0 to 20 worried about what everybody thinks about you.
Yep.
then you spend your 30s and so on just saying, I don't give a shit what you think about me.
Yep.
I've
Life's
never
too
given
short.
a shit.
You know what? If you don't, I told you, I got picked on a lot in high school. I was bullied because I was a big kid. You don't like me now? Don't look at me. I don't care. So
I remember that,
that's
Alex.
what it comes down to. You okay, Jared?
My wife says it gets me in trouble.
Let me see if I can get Chris
We'll
back.
be at a store and people be looking at me and I turn around. I'm like, "You got a problem?" She's like, "Stop it." I'm like,
No.
"I just don't care." Like,
You know what's even more fun though is when you look at somebody and you don't have to raise your voice. Somebody's screaming at you and you can just talk to them and
Mhm.
completely destroy them
I
just
love
with words.
it.
I love doing that.
Just
Let
by
him cook,
looking
But I was a
at
nice person.
Christy loves you. That's perfect. Christy
Love you
might be
too.
calling you for an over the phone reading.
That's
Bobby,
fine.
Bobby Joe, is there a certain time in a day or a certain time of the year that your abilities are stronger?
Believe it or not, yes, fall.
Wow.
And that's, of course, because of the veil. You're closer to the veil.
That was something I was going to ask too. These guys are
And-
taking all my shit. I love it.
Taking my shit. No, I do the fall and winter. For some reason, it is stronger. And it also depends on, like, when it's warm like this, because you get tired, you get worn down. That takes part of your energy. Sorry.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Do we have anything else? Because we're here at almost an hour 40. So
I'm
do we
sorry.
have there's
No,
nothing
that's-
wrong with that. That means that we've had a great conversation. I just want to make sure that everybody, gets to bed at a decent hour. I got work in the morning. Everyone else has work.
We need to do like an episode like this like once a month. This is fucking cool.
I was gonna say, well, just
I would
because
be happy to.
just because tonight's episode might be over does not mean we won't have you back on, because
I would
it's
love
had
to.
it's had a good response. The people seem to really be enjoying it. We can bring you back for more of this conversation, and we can bring you back for some BDSM talk. So we're excited.
Sure.
It's gonna be fantastic.
I've had many lives. Let's just say that I've lived many lives.
Tell him, Randy. I have to go to bed. Tell him, Randy.
Do
We're
you
not
guys wanna-
children.
Do you guys want to continue? Do we want to go for another hour? I mean, I'm just trying to stick to the script here, but if we want to stay on, by all means. Stay on.
I'm good.
I gotta stay
I
up all
love
night
these
anyway.
No, I do. Let's see, 8:40. The
Okay,
longest
so
I can go is till like 9:30. I'm back. I've been on vacation all
Okay.
week, and I go back tomorrow. So
I want to address one thing though. Opie's back in chat. Opie, what were you asking about? Why, if she could read you through chat, even if you were, unless this is something he doesn't want to discuss.
Because she said
He
she could.
won't. That's why he asked if it's best to set an appointment.
So she hit the nail on the head basically when she said what she said before.
he is with you, and he's been trying to let you know, but you're not paying attention.
Damn it. Okay, never mind. Chris, get a hold of
It
her.
has to do with the birds.
We're going to create a post after this episode. We will put all of her information, her website, the Facebook page. We'll put the page of the shop that she is working out of in Carbondale. We'll put that on there as well, so that you guys can contact her. It seems like many of you are interested. That's amazing. Just so
Thank
you guys
you.
know, she is a sponsor of the show, and we are going to let that be known as well. We're going to get her information. We're gonna put together a little ad for her as well. Is there anything else that we want to hit on tonight, guys? I know Randy's saying, "Oh, we don't got to go to bed," but is there anything else at the top of your mind that we want to hit before we space out for the night?
There's a lot to digest from this conversation.
Yeah, you
This
don't want to
might
do
be
too
one I
much at
actually
once.
go
is what I think.
re-listen to.
I actually tell people, if you have a reading with me, please record it. The information isn't meant for me. I won't remember a good portion of it. I will remember the big stuff. I know you meant to say that. I'm sorry.
No. So what I was
Oh.
going to suggest is we come to you and do an episode with you where
Okay.
you did a reading with us.
Sure. No, I haven't written the
Right.
book. I've thought about it, but I realized that if I did, I'd probably lose what little family I have left. And I'm getting to the point where I don't give a shit about that either. But
So many people are going the route of self-publishing through Amazon and whatnot nowadays. So, I mean, you've got the path if you ever decide to choose it.
there's so many stories. So many stories.
See,
you have
guys, we can make several
One book
episodes out
sold
of this.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
many.
potentially 4 more episodes if we was just one-on-one with each of us.
Well, let's see the different lives I've led.
Oh,
We could go the alcoholic route. We can go the BDSM route. We can go before my mom died, which was even funnier because I always said I would never write a book with her alive because most of that info would be teasing her or making fun of her. And then, of course, the psychic side.
Oh, Janelle.
Janelle, I got to be the hole in that episode where she gives the readings.
I love it.
Oh my God, Janelle.
oh
That's
God!
I
How's
thought
Doug
you guys
feel
knew
about
that. That's what they call the female on every. If you ever notice, it's
I
always
assumed.
guys, and then they get the hole. Okay, so who was by Dixon City? So if you listen to 97.9,
Yep.
you know that just recent, not 97,
That's 97.9X Rocks.
106.
Okay.
It's the rock channel.
Hmm.
They just recently got a
Yeah.
hole.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The morning guy, what the hell's his name? Prospector? No.
I don't know, but it definitely
Angry
sounded like...
Prospect. Yeah, him. They just got a hole for the show. So what it is that they get the girl to fill the other side so that they can get more female viewers.
Yeah. I could definitely see the hole being something Free Beer and Hot Wings would say, though.
They
From 97.9.
also have one. They got Kelly for that reason.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I know.
Maybe someday we'll get that hole.
I volunteer because I will torment the hell out of you guys.
Lady Jen volunteers as tribute.
Oh man!
Bobby Joe forgot to ask if there are portals on Earth.
Oh God, yes. Oh God, yes. I went into a house in California. We were looking at it, my mom and I, and it was like the perfect house. We had the view of the mountains. It was beautiful. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, this is like the perfect place. We walked into the master bedroom and I heard, get out. I went, oh, fuck. Nope.
Okay, bye.
Yep, I'm out. But that one was a portal. And yes, because a lot of times if you have multiple spirits, the odds are you might have a portal where they can come in and out and you're not getting the same spirit every time.
Ooh. Oh, it's a little crazy.
Well, everything about me is a little crazy.
Well, I don't know if I would
She
say
did
that.
say she's a psycho medium.
She did. She did
I say
clarify
it
that
all the
right at the
time.
beginning.
I'm a psycho. I mean, psychic. I'm sorry.
Johnny wants to know if you can tell if a dead family member is happy with what you're doing in life.
Yes, they will have no problem telling you. No problem. I had one girl come to me and I said, your mother is pissed off at you. Get the hell away from the guy that you're with. He's going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to hurt you. And she didn't listen right away. And of course, he put her in a hospital. She came back and I said, your mother's much happier now. You finally got rid of him. It took you stupidity to do it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I don't talk about it much, but
He's talking. Yes.
Well, it's hard for me to talk about. I had a friend pass away, I think when I was 19, 20, somewhere right around that age, and spent almost every day with this guy. Was my best friend, and he went on a trip to Oregon. I was in Utah at the time, is where I'm from, and he passed away, fell off a cliff. No bruises, nothing. Like,
It was all
so
internal.
I had the same question that John was kind of asking. Like, I don't know. I'm
Did he
trying
do it
not
on
to get.
purpose?
No, it was so that canyon was called Rotten Rock. So he got too close to the edge. But like John was talking, not a family member, but I always keep wondering if like he's looking into to see how I'm doing.
Yes. He's the one that leaves you the pebbles. You find them all over the place. That's him. Everybody has something like that. My grandmother leaves me change. Dimes, quarters, nickels, pennies. You know, and a lot of times that's exactly what it is. They're putting something in your path so that you know they're thinking about you.
That's interesting.
He likes to put them in your shoes, though.
Jesus Christ.
Because he says, I was an asshole, I am an asshole, I will always be an asshole.
Yep, he was an asshole. But he was.
He'll always be with you.
All right. Any other good questions before we wind down? Anybody else in chat or here on this wonderful panel of people?
I'll answer anything. You may not like the answer, but Mountain Dew. I drink Kickstart. No, she never hated you, nor was she mad at you. She was disappointed because you didn't listen to her.
That would be interesting to hear that response.
Well, that would be the argument that they had before she passed.
Wow. Justin, what did you hear? Is that his dog or something?
Just their dog in your house?
My dog's sleeping.
My roommate has that as his text sound. I hate that thing.
Just trying to scare Justin.
I was in the hospital with kidney stones, and a doctor was a nurse or a doctor. I don't remember. One of them was walking by, and they had me in the padded room. They didn't have any room, so they had me in the padded room. And that went off, and the guy stopped and went, "What the fuck?" He's like, "What was that?" I'm like, "It's his phone."
Charlie wants to know if his friend and grandfather are around him.
Yes. But you knew that. See, people ask questions because they don't believe. Acknowledge it, and trust me, you'll see a lot more. And that's the thing, is you have to acknowledge it, because they're trying so hard to get our attention, and there's only so much they can do.
It's wild, because I know so many people have the same question. They're like, I wish they would give me a sign to let me know they're on the other side, that there's something more than just this life. I wish they'd give me a sign.
Well,
and the signs have to be there. They have to be. I've seen signs before,
yes,
many times. And
just
I think
short of coming down and smacking you dead upside the head, you
like,
have
I don't
to
know.
look.
I don't know if we're waiting for people to actually speak to us and be like, "Hey, we're here. We're watching you." But like you said, little things could be a pebble, could be change that you didn't, realize that you dropped or lost, and all of a sudden it's there in your path.
Right. Finding
Yeah, I get it.
something that you've been looking for months or years, and all of a sudden it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it when you see like a black flash or something out of the corner of your eye and then it's gone? Bobby Joe, I get that a lot.
That does happen a lot. That does, because they are shadows. So a lot of times that is what you'll see. Sorry, the cat almost fell off the cat tree.
Dan from Wayne County wants to know, have you done work at Dagawam?
No. I went to them first because I'd always wanted to work in a shop. So they were the first shop I went to, and they said, "Oh no, we don't have room for a reader." I said, "Okay." So I went to the Crystal Spirit, and they took me in. And then right after that, they called me and they're like, "Oh, can you come and work for us?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, no, I found a place." And ever since then, they've been like, they say crap about the store. They're constantly bad mouthing us. It's like, why? Why do you have to do that?
I want to hit Nell's comment. Justin, who's Ray?
What did I miss?
Ray was Janelle's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
She was awesome. She's where Phoebe got her middle name.
Yeah, but you know that.
He has a story
about
that.
You upside the head.
Him and Janelle and Phoebe have a story about that.
Mm-hmm.
About Rachel.
What was it in the car? You were in the car and you either heard her or something came on. I'm sorry. You felt her hand. My mom used to put her hand on my leg, and I would always tell her, "Get your goddamn hot mitts off of me." Huh?
So the night she had her car accident and died, I was driving my then girlfriend home. Now, Aaron, she died right where 590 makes that hard turn right by the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
She went off and hit the one tree right there.
Correct. Green Gate Cemetery.
I
She fell
was
asleep.
no, she was reaching for her phone.
Oh, okay. She's saying she fell asleep, but go ahead.
The girl I was dating at the time, I had to go down that road. Her parents lived probably 2 miles past that. And I come across the bridge and there's a roadblock. Or I was dropping her off at her car. That's what it was. And she came to the roadblock and I was right behind her, but I went the other way. And she said, you know, there was a car accident and somebody from Sealyville was in, and that somebody from Sealyville that was in, and they had died. So I was just trying to get some information, and she was asking the firefighter there, and they told her it was a girl. Her name was Rachel, and she was from Sealyville. Well, that was only one person I knew. So I was the first person who knew my daughter's mom's best friend had died. At that time, I hadn't talked to Janelle in we were 21, so probably 3-4 years. I stayed up all night and waited for her to get online on AOL, which I hadn't signed into in probably 2 years. Had to remember her name on there to send her a message, thinking I was the one telling her her best friend died. So I was in my car when I found out that.
Right. She's saying she fell asleep.
And look at Janelle's comment. She said she's been up
Yeah.
for 72 hours and she could have fallen asleep.
So when you talk about a story like that, it's a small world. People don't realize. I live in Carbondale. Before I even knew about the Crystal Spirit, they weren't even open yet. Where I live, right next door to me, lived this girl, Sarah, and her boyfriend, Joe. And Joe passed away. He had an issue with drugs, and I watched them pull his body out of the house. I then start 2 years later working at the Crystal Spirit. And we start talking. Now, Ricky, the owner of the Crystal Spirit, he does, they do ghost hunting. They actually have a paranormal group. And Joe worked with him, which I did not know. So we started talking one day, and I was like, wait a minute, you know Joe? He's like, how do you know him? And I said he lived right next door. So one of the nights, some kids come in. Kids come in all the time because they feel safe there. And they wanted to learn how to use the ghost hunting equipment. He has EMF detectors and all that there. So we started doing it, and it's popping up all around Ricky. Now, I knew he was there, but I didn't say anything. And finally, he asked, do I know you? And I said, yes, you know him. And when I told him who it was, he got very upset. And I'm like, he's been here all along. This was your dream, both of your dream, to open this store. We had to stop after that, and everybody went home. I felt bad. Because I didn't mean it.
God.
I'm afraid I won't go ghost hunting because I'm too open. So I would be afraid that I might pick something up. That was not me, I swear. That was a four-wheeler.
I thought it sounded like a vehicle. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, that happens. I'm right by the Artesian, so they're constantly going up and down the road at 2 a.m. And
I used to be very big into the Ghost Hunters show. Justin
Oh, I
and have
loved
our
it.
own
I
story
watched it
about
for years. And I'm like, I would love to do that. And then I realized, no, that would probably be a very bad thing for me because I can pick up too much.
Aaron, did you see what Christy asked in there?
Yeah.
Do you want to know the answer?
Hold on, before we get to that one.
Probably Joe wants to know what is deja vu.
Depends on how you look at it. I am not sure. I'll be honest with you. I am not sure, but I have it all the time, especially when having conversations. Like I'll notice it's like, no, we've already discussed this. I know the answer to this. What it is, I don't know. I know it has to do with the subconscious, but that's about it.
Some people believe it's your past life.
Possibly, yes.
I feel like it's things that I've dreamed of, and I think dreams are another topic that are so interesting.
I agree.
We discussed it a little bit one episode, but I think we can get an entire episode out of it, and the meaning of different things and what we believe everything is. So maybe I'll save that one, but that's where I go with deja vu.
Somebody once told me that your brain is like a VCR. So it records things. And sometimes it can get mixed up and fast forward. That was the closest thing I could come to what deja vu would be. But other than that, I can honestly say I have no clue.
All right. So we'll get to the question Christy asked because it involves her and Aaron. She said they had a friend pass and it was for medical reasons. They went to see him a day or two before he passed, and she wants to know, did he know they were there?
He was still there. He was trying to talk to you. He was conscious in his head, but not dead. Did you ever see the video for Metallica's One?
Mm-hmm. Great video.
That's what we're talking about.
This
he was
dude,
there. He felt. He saw.
So I have a really bad track record for my best friends. 5th grade, my best friend died of a brain tumor. 25 years old, my best friend that we're talking about now died from a brain tumor.
I don't know if we could be friends anymore, Aaron.
Yeah, stay away. But when we were there, Christy and her sister came up. It was a bunch of us in the room, and this dude, we were kind of like, is he cognizant? Like, does he understand what we're saying to him? Because he was just kind of there. He refused to let go of my hand until I promised him that I'd be back tomorrow, and he passed away that afternoon. So
he was letting you know he was there.
Mm-hmm. It's just,
and that
crazy.
was what you needed. He was letting you know that, yes, I'm here enough. The thing is that my mom and I had a conversation. I had a year before she died. She had a very rare, very aggressive form of cancer. So we literally had to have those conversations. When you go, not if, when. And we'd always end up crying. That's how it went. And I remember asking her, if you can you let me be there? She said, if I have a choice, I will. It wasn't meant to be, because we're not supposed to see that part. What happens in there, I don't know what happens. I do know that people come to greet. I know that my grandmother was calling out to her father. So I know he was there. And a lot of times you'll hear people say, oh, they're here for me. Or they'll say, somebody's here.
I've seen videos like that before, and I'm just,
yes.
I mean, that's the kind of video that gives me goosebumps, is seeing someone that says that when they're on their deathbed. You see the old frail lady, and she's like, oh, so-and-so's here. Like, I've seen a bunch of videos like this before.
I saw the one where the woman was in her 80s, and she was going, and she said, Mommy. And that was it. And I completely lost my shit.
Yeah.
Yep, I did.
Yeah.
So it's
Gloria being an empath.
Yeah, no. That's the one I struggle with the most. So I know when people are down. It's hard when you're around people and you know that there are issues. Yeah, I can't even imagine. My mom was in hospice she went in on Thursday, and I stayed that night. I will definitely tell people, never ever sleep at a hospice, ever. If you are an empath, if you are sensitive at all, for the love of God, do not sleep at a hospice. I was having dreams where my mom, now when you go into hospice, they don't put anything on you. So there's no IVs, there's no nothing. I was dreaming that she jumped out of the bed, ripped off her gown, and said, I'm ready. And I woke up going, fuck, oh my God. And then you hear the labored breathing, and it's just horrible, not to mention that people coming and going that nobody else can see. There was a woman down the hall she had 7 kids. And they're like, why? We started talking. I don't remember how it happened. And I told them what I did. Or actually, the lady who runs the place told them what I did. So she said, why is she holding on? I said, because the last child is not here. She's waiting for her last child. And they said, he's coming in on a plane this afternoon. He got there, and she went within 10 minutes. How it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, no, never stay at a hospice, ever. I went back in that Friday morning, and I went home, took a shower, took a nap, and I came in and I said, Mom, I love you, but I cannot stay here. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was trying to read and talk at the same time. I cannot.
Okay.
But
Sarah says working at the hospital and critical care unit, you see some crazy stuff that has no explanation.
oh God, yes. I've been in the hospital and I've seen stuff.
Yeah.
I was in after I had the gastric bypass surgery 20 years ago, and I had an episode where I ate something and it got stuck. That was foul. It was a Super Bowl Sunday. And I remember my mom was still sitting there, and I watched these people come in. They brought in a guy who had a heart attack. And I watched them wheel him in, and they were all behind. And I turned around and I said, oh God, Mom, he didn't make it. She's like, you're on pain meds. What? And about 10 minutes later, they all come walking out, and I watched him walking behind, going like this to their shoulders. I'm like, oh my God. I sat there and cried for 2 hours. I'm like, this poor guy, all he wanted to do was say goodbye.
It must be something to be able to experience that.
That part is horrible.
Yeah.
Because they don't get a chance to say goodbye. That's all they want to do is let people know I'm still here and I'm okay. No, don't step on the keyboard. Jesus. Kitties galore. Oh, pussy galore, if you know.
There you go. I was waiting for it.
I'm a huge James Bond fan.
Way to break that conversation up. I love it.
You're welcome.
Gotta lighten the mood once in a while, man.
Yes. Yes.
Can't be all serious. All right, Aaron, what else you got for tonight?
Aaron's tapping out.
I was gonna say we're at 2 episodes basically right here. We've gone 2 episodes worth.
I could sit here with her till midnight. I'm just overwhelmed right now with a lot of stuff going through the brain. So
yeah, we need to be able to digest this.
Oh God,
and then get more.
I'm
But
still digesting it.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
I will tell you
this is great. It's a great way to expend the energy that I haven't been able to. So this is really nice.
Good. I will tell you this, no bullshit. Of all the guests that we've had, and we've had some pretty cool people on here, this was probably my favorite episode.
Thank you.
I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here. Like,
no, you're just saying that because you want me to be the hole, so that I can torment you. I'm gonna keep teasing you. It's what I do.
There you go. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for tonight. We want to save some more for some future episodes.
Definitely.
Don't forget, if you want to join us for the NDT Day at the ballpark, head over to our page, go to the pin post at the top, click that link, get your tickets. If you are having trouble trying to find your tickets, if you purchased them for the last game that got rained out, check your email. You should have an email from Mike Harvey. If you don't see it, check your spam. If you don't have it, I'm going to have to post a link. I'm going to have to post his information. You're going to have to get a hold of him and figure out how to find those. Aside from that, we have a wrestling episode coming up this Wednesday, NDT Squared Circle Sessions. Make sure you tune into that. A lot of stuff to digest from wrestling this past weekend. We have a lot to talk about.
One thing.
Yes.
Aaron, are we going to be ready by Wednesday?
I hope so.
I hope so.
Oh, shit.
The last one who was asking about his uncle, yes, he knows. Thank you. Sorry.
There you go. So, guys, I'm glad you enjoyed the episode so much. Daryl Jones, thank you from Mississippi. I really appreciate that. I hope you drop us that follow and come back again. We will be bringing Lady Jen back on. Do not fret. We're gonna have we probably have a couple episodes worth. We've already discussed this a couple times, guys. This is the kind of stuff that really excites at least Justin and I. We've talked about this stuff before. I know Aaron's super stoked about this episode, and I think we might have gotten Mr. Jared on our side with this as well. So thank you all again for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Stay tuned to the Facebook page and everywhere else for all things Nonsense and Deep Thoughts. Make sure you check out ndtpodcast.com. Check out the sponsors tab to see all of our wonderful sponsors. They have clickable links over there. If you have a small business of your own and want to consider sponsoring the show, make sure you fill out a nice little thing over there on the website as well. Guys,
it's easy to do.
It is super
Just
easy
saying.
and super appreciative. It allows us to pay our monthly bills without going bankrupt ourselves. So until Wednesday night, guys, we hope that you enjoy this hot, disgusting week in Northeastern PA. Later.
Later.
All right, y'all.